Okay, everybody, welcome to ART. As you can see, I'm a little bit busy right now. I hope you can follow along with the project today. Whoa! And get along with the video, follow the instructions, and whoa! Anyway, just know that you can always contact me if you have any questions. And whoa! Whoa. Oh, why am I sideways? Okay, all right. Oh, what's that beeping noise? What's going on? There's sparks. I see some sparks there. What's going on there? Fire? I'm gonna have to put that out. Anyway, I'll see you soon. So I have my line drawing now. So the next step is going to be shading the picture. I have some tools here which are quite useful for this. These are value finders, and what you can do is you can look at a certain section. So even though he has a black shirt, it's not as black as his pants, for example. So I would look through this and I would say, oh, maybe a value 2 for the shirt, but then it's a value 1 for the pants because they're very, very black. I could do the same thing for the wall in the back. Is it a value 8 or a value 7? Looks more like a value 7. It's a value 7. And you can do that even with colors. You can transfer them to black and white. This is another value finder. And you can just kind of look at that. Find out what the darkest part of your picture is. The darkest part of this one would definitely be the pants and the hat, maybe the sunglasses. Look for the lightest. The lightest would be these little circles here, a little bit on the pants, and the writing on the hat. Next what we're going to do is we're going to use our pencil. I've been using an HB pencil, which I'm sure you have at home. But if you have a B pencil, here's a 2B. You might have a 2B at home. It's going to be a little bit darker. Remember our graphite scale. 9B would be the darkest. You may not have that in your house, but you can even use an HB and just use a little more pressure, and a 2B would be good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pencils. I'm just going to do the darks and the lights. I'm not worried too much about a lot of detail. I'm just trying to get my lights and darks, and that'll be the next step. Okay, so here's the sketch that I've done so far. I used a 5B pencil for this. I sharpened it a couple of times. I also have a kneaded eraser, which is very useful, but you can use any kind of an eraser. And the next step that I'm going to do is you could use your finger, you can use a tissue, you could use a blending stick or a smudge stick if you have one of these at home. These are good for little details. And the more you use these, the darker it gets. You can almost use it like a pencil, which is quite nice. So that'll be the next step. So you can see I used the tissue to smudge the graphite, smudge the pencil. And you can see, especially in this area, how it's much smoother now. Sometimes when you touch the paper, there's oil on your fingers and the oil will stay on the paper. And you can see definitely here, I can see some of my fingerprints. It's inevitable. Just try to avoid that as much as you can. If you remember, at the start of the video, I said that the brightest parts of the picture was the writing on the hat, these two circles, and then down here. This is still pretty bright. I completely lost the two circles. And especially on the hat, it's not as bright as it was. So what can we do with that? This is where the eraser comes in. I'm going to use a kneaded eraser because I can shape it into a nice whatever shape that I want. This will be a nice small shape. And I can go in and I can hopefully kind of brighten that up a little bit with the eraser. Okay, and that gives you a little bit of a highlight. I can also look at, on this picture, the nose. There's a little highlight on the nose. There's a little bit of highlight here on the top of the forehead. Those two white circles, I can bring those in. Especially on this side of the pants, I can do something there. I can do some detail on the shoes and bring those in. And just look at the picture, anywhere that you see some brightness. You might notice that I'm using the picture upside down. It really doesn't matter, because whether it's right side up or upside down, the detail all stays the same. But sometimes when we work on it upside down, we can notice things that we wouldn't normally see. Okay, and then going back again, I can use a fine tip and I can add some of the detail. When you rub with the tissue, you lose a lot of that detail. So you can go back in, and it's kind of a balancing act. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of how we're going about doing this. The first week, you need to submit to Google Classroom what you've done so far, half finished. And then the second week, you're going to have your finished drawing. So you will need to take a photograph of your drawing not finished and submit that, and then a finished photograph of your drawing. Remember to include your background. I've been focusing more on the figure here. There is a background. We do want to add some of those details in the back. Have fun with it.